Okay, before we dive in, we have to start with a quick but really important disclaimer. The information we're about to go over is for educational purposes only. This is not medical advice. You should always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement, especially if you're already taking medication for things like blood sugar or blood pressure. All right, let's get into it. Today we are tackling a metabolic mystery that drives so many people crazy. Those stubbornly high blood sugar numbers when you first wake up. We're going to unpack the real science behind why this happens and then reveal a surprisingly simple solution that's backed by some pretty solid research. I mean, it is one of the most baffling questions out there, right? You do everything you're supposed to. You eat a clean dinner, you skip the dessert, you might even go for a walk. You check your numbers before bed and they look great, only to wake up and see that they've actually gone up while you were sleeping. How on earth is that even possible? So you see a number like this, 118. And it just makes zero sense. It honestly feels like your body is betraying you, like it's just conjuring sugar out of thin air. It's a super common experience, so if this is happening to you, trust me, you are not alone. Well, this frustrating morning spike actually has a name. It's called the dawn phenomenon. Now, it's a natural process. Your body releases hormones to get you ready for the day, and that tells your liver to release some stored sugar. But for a lot of us, that system goes into overdrive, and the typical advice about diet and exercise, well, it completely misses the real reason why. And this quote just says it all. So many people feel this way. That old advice to just eat less and move more, it just doesn't work for this specific problem. And it's incredibly frustrating when you're putting in all this effort. You're cutting carbs, you're doing everything right, and that number just refuses to budge. It feels like you're the one failing, but the truth is, the strategy is failing you. So to really understand what's going on, we have to stop looking at the food on our plate and start looking at what's happening inside our bodies while we're asleep. We need to take a look at your liver's night shift. I want you to think of your liver as a night shift baker. Its main job overnight is to bake up just enough sugar or glucose to give you energy to wake up and get your day started. So around 3 or 4 in the morning, it fires up the ovens. This is a totally normal, healthy thing. The problem starts when the baker doesn't know when to stop. See, in a healthy system, a hormone called insulin acts like the factory foreman. It walks over to the liver, our baker, and says, hey, that's enough sugar, we're all good on energy. But when your cells become insulin resistant, it's like the locks on your cell doors are all jammed up. Insulin, which is the key, just can't get in. And here's the absolute critical part. Your liver never gets that message to stop baking. It thinks you're starving for energy, so it panics and starts pumping out even more sugar into your bloodstream. So if insulin is the key, but the lock is jammed, what do? Well, this is where our missing link comes into play. And it's not some new diet or crazy exercise plan. It's a crucial mineral that basically acts as the master locksmith for your cells. And it all comes down to this really staggering fact. An estimated 80%, that's 80, of Americans don't get enough magnesium. Our modern farming practices have just stripped it from the soil, which means it's no longer in our food. And this isn't some minor issue. It has massive consequences for our metabolism, and it's a huge reason why that cellular lock gets jammed in the first place. So, if insulin is the key, I want you to think of magnesium as the security guard for your cells. It's the gatekeeper. It's the one who helps that insulin key fit into the lock perfectly. If you don't have enough magnesium on duty, the gates to your cells just stay locked shut. Insulin can't do its job, and all that sugar gets trapped in your bloodstream. Now look, this isn't just a cool theory. Check out this data from a major study in the journal Diabetes Care. They took a group of people, gave half of them a magnesium supplement, and the other half a placebo. The control group, their fasting glucose just stayed high. But look at the magnesium group, a clear, significant, steady drop over 4 months. The evidence is right there in black and white. The study's conclusion really says it all. Magnesium supplementation directly improves how sensitive your body is to insulin, and because of that, fasting glucose levels dropped. So you're not just treating a symptom here, you're actually fixing the underlying problem. You're giving the security guard what it needs to get back to work. Okay, so the science is pretty compelling, but how do you actually apply this? It's not as simple as just grabbing any old bottle of magnesium off the shelf. To get these kinds of results, you need the right form at the right dose, taken at the right time. So let's break down that exact protocol. First, and this is so important, the type of magnesium is critical. Most of the common cheap supplements out there use something called magnesium oxide. As you can see, your body only absorbs about 4% of it. Its main effect is, well, it's a laxative. What you're looking for is magnesium glycinate. It is super absorbable and has this great added benefit of a calming effect on your nervous system, which makes it perfect to take right before bed. So here are the 3 simple steps. Number 1, the form has to be magnesium glycinate. 2, the dose. For most adults, that sweet spot is somewhere between 300 and 400 milligrams a day. And 3, the time. You want to take it about 30 to 60 minutes before you go to sleep. This timing is key because magnesium also helps lower the stress hormone cortisol, which is another thing that can drive up morning blood sugar. Okay, one more really important safety note. Your kidneys are the organs responsible for getting rid of any excess magnesium. So if you have any kind of kidney disease, you absolutely must talk to your doctor before you start this protocol. Please be safe about this. So let's just recap it one last time. Your takeaway protocol is simple. Magnesium glycinate, 300 to 400 milligrams, taken about an hour before you hit the hay. By just putting that security guard back on duty, you can help your liver finally get the message to shut down that sugar factory for the night. It's pretty incredible when you think about it, isn't it? How one tiny mineral can act as a master switch for such a critical function in your body. It really makes you wonder, now that you have the key to your internal sugar factory, what other hidden switches are in there controlling your health? We'll be exploring more of those next time. Thanks for watching.